So I figured while I was sitting here with a pile of action figures in front of me, I might as well go ahead and do one more review real quick. And this is going to be a review of King Grayskull. Now, I figured King Grayskull would be a good way to really start on this in earnest because he technically is the first Masters of the Universe Classics figure. This was a convention exclusive, and it came in a really fancy box that's shaped like Castle Grayskull. Here it is. I've been using it as a backdrop to take photographs of characters to put them on Facebook. And the whole thing unfolds into like a little diorama of Castle Grayskull. Pretty cool. So, I do have an actual vintage Castle Grayskull. I don't have the classics one because I couldn't afford it at the time, and I definitely can't afford it now because it got way more expensive. But I feel like that one works really well for doing backgrounds for dioramas and things. Probably better than the actual toy would be because, like, then I'd have to, have a whole lot of room on the shelf. That takes up less room, and if I'm just taking a picture of, like, one figure, there's plenty of background for it. So, King Grayskull, there we go. They did a really nice job with him. He's a little different from some of the other ones because, like I said, he was the first one, so unlike most later Masters of the Universe Classics figures, his head is not removable. You can see me trying to take his head off. It won't come off. And his armor and cape also not removable. All this stuff is glued on. So there's a little piece of fuzz there from when he was in storage. So that's kind of gross. I'll get that off there. So mine I got secondhand. So he's got like a few issues with him that I had to correct. I took a different pair of boots and put them on him because his ankle was broken when I got him. And that just seemed like the simplest fix to make. There's a few places on here where paint got stuck on him while I guess he was in storage from the person who sold him originally. And I just haven't gotten around to trying to clean it off yet. He did come complete when I got him, so he has his axe and his sword and his shield, but I'm too lazy to dig all that crap out right now. It's the same axe and sword and shield that come with the regular He-Man figure later on. If you got sharp eyes, you can see that I gave him an Alcala power sword instead, because I like the Alcala power sword the best. I think I made a mistake, though, because from what I understand, King Grayskull is supposed to be left-handed, not right-handed. So I'm going to fix that right now. And put the sword into his left hand. So, but this is the Alcala power sword that came with Hero, and Hero 2, the one that's the son of He-Man. And the later Ultimates figures that Super 7 put out all had this power sword in various colors, like gray for He-Man, purple for Skeletor, and orange for Faker. But it's my favorite version of the power sword, because I really like that Alcala artwork in the mini-comics. So, you see his face is like, it's not exactly the same as the He-Man face that the first classics He-Man had, but it's fairly similar to it. You can believe that they were related. King Grayskull is supposed to be the ancestor of He-Man, and he's got these kind of, he's got this really long hair that's kind of bound up in these two queues in the front. People call these braids, but I don't see any actual braiding. It's just kind of like he's got it kind of tied up, I guess, so it doesn't swing around too much. And it looks to me like his hair in the back, I can't quite see it because of the cape, but it looks like it's much shorter than the hair in the front, so it's almost kind of like a reverse mullet. So, but that's probably more, like, less of a stylistic choice and more sort of like, we've got to fit this head on here with this massive furry collar. The collar is very nicely painted. It looks like they went with a white base and did like a little bit of an overspray of brown to kind of bring out the furry texture to it. And then the cape itself is brown with some darker brown overspray, and it gives it kind of a leathery look. I think it's a nice touch. He's got armor with brown straps. So like the armor plate here is colored in a matte gray, and his belt and his bracers are colored in a matte gray. And you can see on front he's got the 2000X style He-Man emblem, which is kind of an asterisk looking shape that's supposed to be like a cross between the old Iron Cross and an H for He-Man. So they say that was to try to give He-Man like a unique emblem, but I think it's more sort of because like there are certain connotations to an Iron Cross that I don't think that they were really taking into account when they made the original figure. They were just kind of trying to make him look like a Viking. And, you know, certain other people had adopted that emblem afterwards that, let's just say, are not heroic individuals in the slightest. I don't want to get too much into talking about that, but I think we can all agree that certain group of individuals was a very bad group of people. So that should not be a controversial statement. So anyway, King Grayskull, I think, is a very impressive action figure and was a very good way to start off the line. So yeah, like for people who were hardcore fans of the show, the 2000X show, they were really excited to finally get this figure in any sort of form. And for people like me who, you know, wanted to collect new He-Man action figures, it was really exciting that they were going to be coming out. So yeah, he represents something a little more than just a regular action figure to me. He represents a new start, a new beginning. And I'm happy to have him as part of my collection. So anyway, take care. I'll probably do some more of these, like, you know, tomorrow, the day after, something like that. So I'll try to do these regularly. All right, take care. Bye.